On this week's show, we take you inside the Liberty football spring game as we mic up the head coach, Jamey Chadwell.
Plus some big moments for Flames athletes on the international stage, and one track standout explains how a change in mindset has freed her to be her best. This is Flames Central.
Hey, come on in, stay a while. We're excited to have you along for the ride. This, of course, is Flames Central, your home for all things Liberty Flames. Alongside Rhett McGibbon, I'm Matt Warner.
You know, Matt, some say that seeing a robin is the first sign of spring.
I've heard that.
I disagree.
Okay.
The Liberty football spring game is what says that, hey, spring has officially arrived, and it happened this past Saturday.
Yeah, it sure did. It was a perfect day for Flames fans to come out to Williams Stadium, enjoy the great weather, maybe grab a drink from the concession stand, and get their very first look at this Jamey Chadwell-led Liberty squad. And they were treated to a fun afternoon. Really nice crowd on hand for this one as they saw the offense square off with the defense, the LU coaching staff developing a scoring system for this game of sorts, and the defense would end up being on the right end of it. Their performance was highlighted by a pick six from Louisiana transfer defensive back Brandon Bishop. The defense would end up winning by a final score of 66-50, a shootout, I guess. Highlights for the offense included touchdown runs from new additions Quentin Cooley and James Joyner, but it was the defense who would end up celebrating on this day.
I feel like we played pretty well. Everybody were lining up and playing their keys. And the offense played well, in my opinion, too. But they're learning a whole new system, so it's going to be like that until they get in the groove of things.
The main thing when you come out here is you want to stay healthy, for one, and we did that. Two, you want to see how guys show up in front of a crowd. We had some guys do some good things today. We still got a ways to go, but I think our team has bought into what we're trying to do with our program and the values that we believe in. Still have a long way to go. This summer is going to be very important to our growth, but we got a good foundation laid, and then hopefully we'll continue to build off of it.
We just heard some of the thoughts of head coach Jamey Chadwell, but here at Flames Central, we bring you more than the standard press conference sound bites. We want to pull back the curtain and let you experience the spring game in a new and exciting way, which is why we put a mic on head coach Jamey Chadwell and followed him around for the entire event. Take a look.
Let's go now, let's go. Let's go, let's go. Let's go now, let's go. You know what you need to do today? Let's have fun. Let's enjoy this opportunity together as brothers, understood? Yes, sir. Play hard, compete, do it with discipline. Most importantly, remember why you're playing, understood? All right, here we go. Everybody bring your attention, brother. Strike the stone on two. 1, 2. Let's go. Offense, let's go. Let's go, 7. Let's go, guys. Take a shot if you got one here, something you like. One field goal. One field goal. Good job. You got the wind behind you. Let's go. Nice job. Nice job. Hey, sideline for 30 seconds. Sideline, real quick. On the hop. Get some water real quick. 2s. 2 for 1. 2 for 1, CJ. Good job, man. Yeah, good call. That's what you want. That's what you want. That's what you want. Yeah. Go score. Let's go. Speed it up, baby. Speed it up. Let's go. Pace right here. Let's go. Go up. Time to shake it up.
Not a problem, man.
What's your job?
What's your job?
What's ours? Brotherhood on 2, 1, 2. What's your name?
Wait.
Love it. Is this yours? You want me to sign this?
Yes, please.
Who's your favorite team?
Liberty.
All right, that was a trick question. There you go, big man.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate you. Thanks for being first in line.
All right, the spring game was a fun event for everyone involved, and that included this guy, Liberty football analyst Joe Yock. You were out there taking in the festivities. Some people call Joe the mayor of the mountain. That's a new thing we're working on. We'll see if it catches. We'll see if it catches on. Yeah. All right, now that the spring season is in the rearview mirror, we want to know, what are the top storylines heading into summer for Flames football? We figured who better to ask than you let's start things off. Your first storyline heading into the summer is what?
First storyline is that, Jamey Chadwell brought in to bring in this explosive offense that he had from Coastal. It's gonna take time.
Sure.
It's gonna take the guy who's got the biggest job ahead of him is offensive line coach Bill Durkin.
Okay.
So Bill Durkin getting the running game squared away, understanding how this offense works within line. You can have all the great running backs in the world,
right?
But if you can't block anybody, you got big problems on your hands,
yeah.
right? But you look at if you get the offensive line squared away, from the running back position, hey. Quentin Cooley.
Yeah, Wake Forest transfer.
Wake Forest transfer. Newland Isaac has called him a Maurice Jones-Drew type of running back.
Okay.
A ball of muscle and can really hit up in there. And then get ready for this, Matt Warner.
Yeah.
Future first team all-conference. You heard it first at Yock Talk.
Okay.
Future first team all-conference Yock Talk is Vaughn Blue.
The freshman.
The freshman can play, and he's going to be a star at Liberty University. The wide receiver position, with
C.J. Daniels,
Reese Smith, the transfer from West Virginia coming in, has an opportunity. The offense is going to be there, but it's going to take a little bit of time. And then, of course, everybody wants to know the quarterback position. I think we're going to be in a little bit of the same situation. A little bit.
4 guys.
4 guys, but they're going to want to call it a QB1, QB2, 3, and 4. But that's not settled right now.
Yeah.
They're going to have to go through fall camp, and then we'll see before that Bowling Green game. Who is it going to be?
That's not a position any coach wants to be, not knowing who's going to be under center for leading his offense. Now, on the defensive side, we saw the defense win the spring game. They showed some flashes on that side of the ball. What's your storyline there?
Yeah, I think the defensive line is going to be really. Kendi Charles is an absolute. This guy will put you in the meat. Takes offensive line, puts him in the meat grinder, right? Picks up a little power, and then Scooby snack, boom, just pops him in his mouth like it's nothing, right? That guy is an absolute beast out there. The linebacker position is thin. The loss of Mike Smith Jr., the loss of Ahmad Walker, to be able to replace those guys. Jerome Jolly's going to be a good player. Steven Singh's going to be a good player. But they're thin in that area. The secondary is going to be really good. If they can hold up in the linebacker position, they are going to be very, very good defensively. I think the defense is going to have to carry them early in the season. Quentin Reese is a potential superstar. That guy is a really good football player and going to be the leader of that defense. So defense is going to have to carry the way.
All right, quickly, our last storyline. You talk about these two sides of the ball. There could be more additions.
Yep.
Transfer portal, very active right now. A lot still to be determined.
Yeah, so who are they going to pick up in the transfer portal? Like you said, thin at the linebacker position, yet could there be you need lots of running backs.
Right.
You need lots of running backs in this offense.
And receivers,
and
too.
then receivers, too. So it's going to be interesting to see. That's the last piece of the puzzle, I think, in the offseason is who they pick up in that transfer portal, what's going to happen. But I tell you right now, it's going to be an exciting season. But the Flames Nation, you got to be a little bit patient.
Yeah,
right? We don't want to. We're halfway through the season. I think it's really going to crank up offensively. So we don't want to be marching on campus before then. Just don't worry. They're going to score points. It just might take a little bit of time. It'll all come together.
Joe, appreciate it as always.
You heard it first. Yock Talk, baby.
Yock Talk, baby.
Yock Talk, baby. All right, well, hey, if you enjoyed that conversation, you're in luck. Matt, Joe, and Emily broke it down with defensive backs coach Dino Waits on this week's Flame Central podcast, powered by Alcova Mortgage. They discussed the spring game, how this defense has come together, and Coach Waits weighed in on the unique mindset that a defensive back must possess.
At some point, you're going to get beat, all the eyes are on you.
That's right,
You know what I mean?
I mean, the job that you have at DB is you can be great all game in one play and everybody think you're but so I think naturally you're built different anyway if you play that position. And some guys struggle, they can't because they mentally they're not tough enough to do it, or they just don't know how to go to the next play. So you have to have a little bit of something about you differently to play DB. And I think we got a pretty good group. They've shown that they can respond after that. So, and I think it does come with being hyped, loving the game, being okay to take a lump and then respond. So I think that's what comes with the energy that you have to push to be at that position.
Well, to hear more of that conversation, along with the story of how Coach Waits found his way to Liberty, check out this week's Flame Central podcast powered by Alcova Mortgage. Matt, Emily, and Joe keep you informed and entertained, not necessarily in that order. So check out the podcast on Apple and Spotify, or you can watch it on the Liberty Flames YouTube channel.
All right, let's talk some baseball now. The Flames coming off a huge series win on the road at Kennesaw State, but their midweek out-of-conference test, let's just say Liberty was in for a challenge as they traveled to number 2 Wake Forest. The Demon Deacons beat Liberty in Lynchburg earlier this season, and they boast one of the best lineups in all of college baseball. But it was the Flames lineup doing the damage early in this one. A Cam Foster 2-run home run in the second inning would knock this ball game up at 3 apiece. Then in the fourth, Victor Castillo would untie it. His first home run of the season, a solo shot, put Liberty on top 4-3. Wake Forest trying to answer in the bottom of the fourth, but Liberty getting out of a bases-loaded one-out jam thanks to a double play from Gray Betts, the catcher playing second base with ease. It was still 4-3 in the seventh, but Nick Kurtz would get just enough to ride it out of the ballpark. A go-ahead two-run home run. The Demon Deacons would add a couple more in the inning as they pull away for a 7-4 win. The Flames give the #2 team in the nation a good scare, but ultimately come up just short. All right, let's talk some Liberty softball now. They also had a top 25 opponent, playing #13 Alabama in a neutral site game at Marshall, and the Lady Flames weren't messing around. They took down the Tide by a final score of 5-3. The big blow, a 3-run home run in the 5th inning by Caroline Hudson, and she hit it off of All-American Montana Fouts. It's the Lady Flames' first win over a top 25 opponent this season. In the circle, Carly Keeney would get the win, a program record 5th W over a nationally ranked team.
Hey, we talk about it often, but Liberty softball is no stranger to big wins. Under Dot Richardson, they've beaten a top 25 opponent 12 times. One of those big wins is the subject of this week's My Moment. But this just wasn't any big win. It came in the postseason, and this is one that outfielder Rachel Roop will remember for the rest of her life.
My name is Rachel Roop. I'm an outfielder, and my favorite moment in a Liberty uniform is postseason of 2022. I was a freshman, so that was all new for me. Getting selected to go to Duke Regional was just so crazy and fun for us. It was kind of like this fire that lit up in us, and we're like, okay, like we can do this. Like, it was just so much fun, and seeing your name up there is like such an accomplishment.
We got Georgia first, one game at a time, and you know how I feel, it's one pitch at a time.
When we got out there, we played Georgia and Huddy's home run.
Oh, she swings and hits it deep. Going back, goodbye. How about that statement? A punch in the mouth from the Liberty Flames here in the first inning.
And Kirby just throwing lights out.
Called strike 3, inside corner, got him. Strikeout number 11.
It was so cool to like see like your whole unit in that moment. Us being able to mesh together and become super close was game-changing. That environment.
Line drive to right field, got it. Roop makes the catch, ball game. The Liberty Flames win it 2-0 here in Durham.
We want to talk about some more big moments. Well, Liberty field hockey standout Reagan Underwood experienced one on Tuesday. Underwood, a member of the U.S. U21 women's national team, faced off with Argentina in the Junior Pan American Finals. The Liberty standout would not only score the Americans' only goal in regulation, but then when the game eventually headed to a shootout, she would score the final championship clinching goal as well. Reagan Underwood leads Team USA to a Pan Am championship, a huge moment for American field hockey and for Underwood.
To play in that championship game was amazing, but to be able to contribute in such an impactful way was just a cherry on top. I just love the girls on the team, and I was just so excited to be able to not only represent my country, but also God on the pitch. And I hope that overall that my performance, brought glory to him in the end.
Well, Underwood not the only Flame with a huge international win this week. Kieran Vincent, Liberty Golf alum, buried a putt on the final hole of the International Series Vietnam to claim his first ever professional tournament victory. Vincent is playing on the Asian Tour, and that win netted him a cool $360,000, not too shabby. Previously, his best finish at any event had been 5th place. Vincent, a standout during his time at Liberty, leading LU to multiple NCAA regionals, while also setting the program record for scoring average. All right, coming up, Meredith Engel has been tearing it up on the track, and she shares about what has allowed her to thrive here at Liberty.
Plus, I tell you had the best performances of the week in a brand new Warm, Hot, and Fuego. That's when Flame Central returns.
Welcome to Liberty University's online programs, where living out your calling with integrity is what you train to do. And getting ready for the future doesn't mean missing out on the now. Because a university is more than buildings and books. And an education should set you free, not fence you in. Welcome to Liberty's global campus, where distance learning was pioneered and evolved into one of the top-ranked schools in the nation. Where protecting your budget, your time, and your education isn't just a theory, it's our priority. Here, degrees in your field reflect industry demands and help you get ahead of the competition. Where college comes to you, but you can come to college too. Game day, homecoming, graduation day. Your school, your values, your experience, your choice. Welcome to Liberty University, where we train champions for Christ.
You know, as throughout my public career, we've had a bias toward hiring Liberty University graduates because for me, I believe in character hiring. We look for men and women of integrity who can come into our organization, whether it's our time at the White House or when I was governor or when I was in the Congress. And I truly do believe that one of the great things about Liberty University is it's training leaders, whether they will go and serve in government, whether they will go and serve in our military, whether they'll lead in business or in education or any whole range of professional occupations. For me, having men and women of integrity in public life is a hope of the nation. And when men and women of integrity rise into leaders of position, God blesses America. And my hope is that we'll see this rising generation here at Liberty University answer the call to serve.
Does education mean a room with 4 walls, a desk, and a PowerPoint lecture?
Or is it something bigger?
What if it's the people beside you, 1 chair away or 1 ocean away?
What if it's the chance to learn from your mistakes, as well as your victories?
And the push to keep going either way.
What if it's the freedom to reach for bigger things without missing the little ones in between?
For each of us, education looks a bit different.
Because we're each a bit different.
But at Liberty, we think education might just mean something big enough for all of us. That's Liberty to us.
What will Liberty be to you?
Hey, welcome back to the show. Liberty Track and Field is the most dominant program on LU's campus, and one of the athletes that's helping to continue that level of success is heptathlete Meredith Engel, a multiple-time ASUN champion and Conference Scholar Athlete of the Year. Engel has grown tremendously as an athlete since arriving on the mountain, but it's her growth spiritually, thanks to the culture created within Liberty Track and Field, that's made the biggest impact on her life and how she views her athletic career. Liberty Track and Field standout Meredith Engel has long known what she wanted to do athletically, but since arriving at Liberty, why she does it has become more clear.
I had been a track athlete for a pretty long time, and I've been a Christian for a pretty long time, but I can't say those two intersected in any kind of meaningful way. So then coming here, man, like my understanding of faith just like turned upside down in like the first month that I was here. Everyone has this idea that we should like do track for God. And I was like, oh, that sounds really good, but like, what does that mean? Like, how do you beat people for God? Like, I don't understand that. But starting to see this as something where you come into practice, you come into a meet, you come in every day, and you decide, I'm going to practice, compete, train in such a way as to like glorify and honor the Lord. And it's something that Coach Bingham talks about a lot at practices. Seek to like glorify God with what you're doing right now.
Why do we do what we do? We try to, in our team chapels and everything, talk about doing something for honor and glory of the Lord Jesus Christ. But what does it look like on a day-to-day basis? Many times it's bringing those thoughts in subjection to the Holy Spirit.
Just having Coach Bingham there, everyday practice, like reminding us, what's your focus? What are you thinking about? Like, what's your emphasis right now? Are you thinking about yourself? Are you thinking about how much this hurts? Or are you thinking about how God is going to provide you with strength?
Competing for Christ is at the core of Liberty Track and Field, but so too is understanding that your identity goes far beyond your performance.
God loves me regardless of how I perform on the track.
When we realize as a believer in Christ, there's nothing that's going to separate us from the love of Christ. Okay, if I miss this next bar, my value hasn't decreased, and in Christ's eyes, I'm still worthy, I'm still loved, then there's a freedom that, okay, it's not all about this next bar to clear, or next distance to throw, or next time to run, there's a freedom in that, which many times then allows them to do much better.
A freedom that has allowed Meredith to thrive in her sport while also deepening her walk with Christ.
Nothing brings me joy like track and field does, truly. I experience like God's pleasure when I compete, and it's so much fun.
I look at somebody like Meredith. Man, she's embracing God's plans and purposes. She's growing in her faith. She's growing as an athlete, certainly, but these things that she's learning, I'm excited. I mean, I can't wait. 10 years down the road, what's Meredith doing at this point? She'll be serving the Lord in what she does, and she'll have the right mindset because she's grown so much already in that, and that fires me up. That gives me joy, realizing that the kingdom is being advanced through someone's personal life, but then on the bigger picture, exponentially, they're going to impact many people for the kingdom. That's when we make more sense of what, okay, got a stopwatch, run fast, turn left, jump high, you know, those simple things about coaching track and field start to make sense then. And that, boy, that gives me great joy.
Cool look at what Liberty Track and Field is all about. Coach Bingham doing a great job with that program. All right, time now for Warm, Hot, and Fuego. Top player moment from the past week in Liberty Athletics. Rhett, let's start off with Warm. Do we have any theme we're working with this week?
No theme this week.
Just pure
pure athletics.
That's right.
I like it.
Warm, who we got?
Women's tennis, okay? So, you know, it wasn't the typical conference, I'd say, success that they've had. You know, we're used to seeing them come in as like a top 2 seed.
Right.
Not this year, kind of middle of the pack. Sometimes you need that grimy win just to kind of give you that confidence and keep going, and they had that this week against Austin Peay. Marina Davtyan, just a match she had second court right, and she's just in there battle. Multiple tiebreakers, just going left, right, and center, battling through. She comes away with the win, and that gave Liberty the 4-3 victory over Austin Peay and moves them on. So hopefully you can take that momentum. You know, sometimes you just get that scrappy effort. Everybody starts to believe, and he can move on from that. Marina, great job by her getting Liberty to that point.
Absolutely. All right, from Warm we go to Hot. Your pick for Hot this week is who?
It's Taylon Langan. I feel like every time we talk about, you know, cross country and everything within that realm, they're breaking records. You know, Kevin Nedrick's just chucking stuff everywhere. It's crazy. But Taylon here, pole vaulter, the Brian Clay Invitational, broken ASUN record by 1.5 inches, 13 feet, 9.25 inches, second highest jump in program history, and like I said, broken ASUN record, right? So that had been standing for quite some time. This young lady, remember when she came in? Really high hopes for her, battled a little bit of injury. Great to see her break this record, and I think the Flames just keep on trucking.
They sure do. All right, finally, in Fuego this week, your honor for our top honor on the show goes to who?
It's Caroline Hudson. And
Huddy.
Yeah, Huddy smash all the time. This young lady, it just seems like she has the knack for big hits, right? You talked about my moment on Liberty here a couple weeks ago where she takes down Virginia Tech with a late stages home run. And then here recently against Alabama, another top 25 team in the nation. And this is a win, truthfully, in my mind. I think this is going to go a long way because you come off a kind of a loss that you'd like to have back against Stetson. You're playing Alabama. Again, you've had some really close games with top-end teams in the nation this year, right? The number 1 and 2 seed.
Oklahoma, UCLA.
Right. You're losing by 1. Finally, to get a team in the top 15 where you have success against them, you got Keeney dealing, you get Huddy comes up and hits a 3-run bomb. She's leading the ASUN in home runs this year. That was just a huge moment for this team, and I think gives them belief because when you look at this team, through the lineup, super talented. It's just a matter of, hey, getting that thought process. Can we take down a top 25 team? You sure can, and I think this team has the potential to go really far. I know Dot's talked about it. They just have so much talent. It's just the mindset of, can we do it? Yes, you can, and I think they're going to go super far.
And they did it against one of the best pitchers in the nation, in Montana Fouts. So that should give them a lot of confidence offensively as well. That you didn't just beat a top 25 team, you beat their ace. So that was big time. All right, Rhett, great job as always. We appreciate that. All right, more Flames Central to come. Don't go anywhere.
God's calling for your life can be specific. And at Liberty, we are committed to equipping you to pursue that calling. Choose from more than 350 unique programs of study, or design your own major through interdisciplinary studies, and be confident your major is the perfect fit. No matter how specific your calling, you'll find a program of study to match at Liberty University and become your best as a champion for Christ.
At Liberty University, we don't just believe everyone should have access to higher education, we make it happen. That's why we are offering our Middle America Scholarship to help families like yours by providing over $20,000 over the course of 4 years. Money should not hold you back from the life-changing experience at Liberty University. Find out if you qualify for the Middle America Scholarship today.
So you're looking for a university that's perfect for you, a school that has anything you could possibly need.
Anything?
You want a place that has the programs you want to study, and maybe a few more just in case you change your mind.
I think I'm going to sign up for the fashion design program.
All right. A place with state-of-the-art facilities. I mean, look at this campus.
And who doesn't love big-time sports?
And great recreational activities.
Okay, now we're on a roll. Somewhere you can hike, slide, strike, shoot, climb, eat, and most importantly, eat. You want a place that takes you to space? Okay, maybe not, but we can teach you how to fly, or pastor a church, or run a business. And all that with a great view? Yeah, I think I know a place.
All right, we're about out of time for this week. Want to remind you, the Flames Central podcast powered by Alcova Mortgage. Go listen to it, Spotify, Apple. You can also watch it on the Liberty Flames YouTube page. A lot of great conversations about Liberty football.
Yeah, and don't forget about libertyflamecentral.com as well. All of our stories, our feature stories, are stored there.
He's Rhett. I'm Matt. Thank you so much for watching. We'll plan on seeing you right back here next week.